Okay, hi everyone, it's that time again. It's jazz. We're going on to jazz this week. Although I call it jazz, it's more just kind of swing stuff, the popular side of jazz. So I picked all the kind of easier ones that I can find. Just to quickly mention the chords that you'll come across, some chords on here that with funny extensions like major sevens and things like that. They're all in the chord sheet, the kind of advanced chord sheets, but you can simplify them. So if you get a C major 7, you can just play a C. If you get a D minor 7, you can play a D minor. Okay, so you can normally strip them back. All right. We're going to do a little solo, Stray Cat style solo. Which really, although you might think it's rock and roll, it's kind of Brian Setzer, their lead player, used a lot of jazzy lines. You know, used to mix the minor and the major pentatonic up and get some nice jazzy little phrases going. So it's a cool little solo there, which we'll do in a minute. All right, so let's get to it. Okay, so first up we've got the fabulous When the Saints Go Marching In. Everybody's had a go at this one, so won't be any surprises. We're playing it maybe a bit on the quicker side. Bit of a swing to it, okay. We're just going to keep it simple. We're going to do the the main part, which is I suppose the chorus. A couple of verses, then leave a gap for a lead break, and then a couple more verses, and then we'll do the first one again. Okay, you just keep playing the same thing over and over. Okay, let's give that a go. Oh, when the saints go marching in, oh, when the saints go marching in, I wanna be in that number. When the saints go marching in, now when that rhythm comes wailing in, yeah, when that rhythm comes wailing in, oh Lord, I wanna be in that number. When the rhythm starts to wail, now when the band plays rock and roll, and when the band plays rock and roll, I wanna be in that number. When the band plays rock and roll. Now when the sun refused to shine, oh, when the sun refused to shine, I wanna be in that number. When the saints go marching, oh, when the saints go marching in, oh, when the saints go marching in, I wanna be in that number. When the saints go marching in, oh, when the saints go marching in, oh, when the saints go marching in, I wanna be in that number. When the saints go marching Okay, now we're going to do the techniques part, which I've put in a jazzy kind of solo. This is based on Stray Cat Strut by Bear Necessitates. It's got some nice jazzy lines in it. Really, there's four 2-bar phrases to learn. I'll play the overall thing. I'll demo the whole thing, and then we'll break it down. Okay. Okay, so we break down the first 2 bars of this solo go like this. Okay, it's a nice cool little jazzy run there. So we're hitting the 8th fret, the 2 top strings there together, double stop. That's the very first bit there. And then we do a nice little 10, 8, back to 10 again. So it's 8, 8, 10, 8, 10. Then when we get to the 10, we bend it. So practice that as a phrase. Should sound like that. That's basically half of it. And then just go, then you run down. So that bit's quite easy. So most that's on 1 string. Okay, so that's your first part. It all matches these chords. That's continuous throughout. Okay, so that's your first. Let's do that again. Again. Okay, that's your first phrase, first 2 bars. Okay, the next 2 bars, 3 and 4, you get a slide. I'll play it first. You get a. Okay, so you get a nice little slide at the beginning from 7 to 8 on the 6th string. Okay, put a slide in there, and then you get a little box shape, which is 5, 6, 5, 6 on the 5th string and the 4th string. So that together goes. That's half of it. And then you just go. Okay. Back to the 8. And then 4, 3 on the 6. It's all on the 6th string, that bit. So slide. 8. 4, 3. What's that bit there? I'll show you better. Okay. Okay, now the next 2 bars, which is 5 and 6. Nice. This is the really nice jazzy run. This one, so it goes 5 and 6. Little hammer on there on the 4th string. See that? And then you get a nice little run. Now that will take a bit of work, because you're kind of going around in a circle here. And then finish that up with returning to the, what's that, the 8th fret. Okay. So it's 8, 8, 5. So again in 2 halves. Okay. Okay, the final two bars, that's 7 and 8. These come in when the stop comes in at the end. Okay, so I'll just show you the rhythm and then you'll see where the stop is. Okay, so that final lick comes in on the stop, okay? So let's go through that. So normal speed is... Right, so the first part, break it in half. The first part is 2 top strings on the 8. Then you've got 10, 8, 10, 8 with a bend on the 10, so 8, 8, 10, 8, 10, bend. Practice that as a lick. Okay, that'll be half of it. The second half. Okay, that's quite straightforward. So if you look at the sheet there, so it's on 10 on the 4th, 10, 8. So I'm looking at the wrong one. Then 10 on the 5th. And then you go to 7, 9, 10 on the 4th. And then just hit the 7 and 8 on the top 2 strings again. Okay, so okay. Okay, that's quite a tricky one, but it's a good jazzy thing to get into. But I would take each phrase, which is 2 bars at a time, and just try and perfect those. Listening to the, I'll send you a demo and the rhythm part, and just see if you can just get those lines going. You won't need the rhythm straight away. Just see if you can get those little runs going, nice and slow to start with. Do them all slowly, slow like that. And it's really satisfying when you nail the licks and then put it all together with the backing. Okay, have a go at that one. Okay, now we come to the play along section. This is pretty straightforward. I've picked a handful of songs that aren't too challenging. You might find the odd jazzy chord in there. They can normally be broken back down to the major or minor chord. If you want to look them up, they should be in the chord finder chart that you should all have. Let me know if you need one of those. But they're pretty straightforward. So let's have a go. Okay, so we'll start off with a fantastic song called All of Me. This is a real jazz standard. It's a nice swing vibe as well. It's in C, and it's pretty straightforward chords. E7, nice jazzy vibe, A minor, D7, G7, and I think the trickiest bit's where you have to go from F to F minor, or F minor, yeah, F. If you don't do bar chords, that would be tricky to do. Just stay on the F if you're not sure. And so let's give All of Me a go. All of me, why not take all of me? Can't you see I'm no good without you? Take my arm, I wanna lose them. Take my lips, I'll never use them. took the part that once was my heart, so why not take all of me? All of me, why not take all of me? Oh, can't you see, I'm no good without you. Take my arm, I wanna lose them. You better take my lips, I'll never use them. Your goodbye left me with eyes that cry. And how do I go on living without you? You took the part and you played with my heart, so why not take all of me? You took the part and you played with my heart, so why not take all of me? Awesome. Okay, next up we got the fabulous Summertime. This is another great jazz standard one. You've all played this one before. I'll play it a bit more, maybe quicker with a swing. Okay, get a nice swing going on that. So we'll just play it through a couple of verses, and then we'll do a gap for a lead break, and then we'll play it out again with the first verse again. Okay, let's give that a go. Summertime, and the living is easy. Fish are jumping, and the cotton is high. Oh, your daddy's rich, and your mama's good looking. So hush, little baby, don't you cry. One of these mornings, you're gonna find me sleeping. One of these mornings, you're gonna take off and fly. Oh, until that day, ain't nothing can harm you. With your mommy and daddy standing by. So hush, little baby, don't you cry. So hush, little baby, don't you cry. Brilliant. Okay, now we've got a fantastic song, I Want to Be Like You from the Jungle Book. This is a great tune. It's really jazzy, A minor, quite quick. That kind of vibe. Okay, the chords are very straightforward. A minor, E minor. What else we got? C, D7, G7. All simple chords. Okay, more about the rhythm. Okay, here we go. We're going to start with 4 bars of A minor. Here we go. Well, I'm looking at the swinging jungle VIP. I reached the top and had to stop, and that's what's bothering me. I wanna be a man cub, wanna stroll right into town, be just like them other cats. I'm tired of monkeying around. Oh, ooby-doo, I wanna be like you. I wanna walk like you, talk like you, true. You see it's true that I ain't like me, and learn to be human too. Well, don't try to get me makeup, I made a deal with you. Show me desire, a man's red fire to make my dreams come true. Don't try to give me makeup, hey, clue me what to do. Show me the fire, a man's red fire, make my dreams come true. Oh, ooby-doo, I wanna be like you. I wanna walk like you, talk like you, true. You see it's true that I ain't like me, can't learn to be human too. Ooby-doo, I wanna be like you. I wanna walk like you, talk like you, true. You see it's true that it ain't like me, and learn to be human too. I'm the king of the swinging jungle VIP. I reached the top and had to stop, and that's what's bothering me. I wanna be a man cub, I wanna stroll right into town, and be just like them other cats. I'm tired of monkeying around. Oh, ooby-doo, I wanna be like you. I wanna walk like you, talk like you, true. You see it's true that it ain't like me, can't learn to be human too. One more time, can't learn to be human too. Take it home, daddy. Can't learn to be human too. Brilliant. Okay, next up we've got the fantastic Bear Necessitates. This goes with the previous one as being from the Jungle Book. It's probably my favourite film of all time. Got some really great jazzy songs in it, and this is no exception. So let's nice and straightforward. there's a stop there, but that's about it. The rest are quite easy. A lot of seventh chords, doesn't matter if you don't play the seventh, so it just makes it more jazzy with the 7 chords in there. Okay, here we go then. Look for those bare necessities, simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. I mean the bare necessities, that's Mother Nature's recipe. Bring the bare necessities to life. Wherever I wander, wherever I roam, I couldn't be fonder of my big home. The bees are buzzing the trees to make some honey just for me. The necessities of life will come to you. They'll come to you. Look for the bare necessities, simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your pride. I mean the bare necessities, old Mother Nature's recipe that brings the bare necessities to life. When you pick a pawpaw or a prickly pear, if you prick the wrong paw, next time beware. The bees are buzzing in the trees to make some honey just for me. Bare necessities of life will come to you. They'll come to you. Look for those bare necessities, simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. I mean the recipe brings the bare necessities to life. Wherever I wander, wherever I roam, I couldn't be fonder of my big home. The bees are buzzing in the trees to make some honey just for me. Bare necessities of life will come to me. They'll come to you. They'll come to you. They'll come to you. Brilliant. Okay, next up we've got the fantastic Fly Me to the Moon by Frank Sinatra. This is a real good jazzy standard. The chords aren't too tricky, but jazzy. A minor 7, D minor 7, C major 7, things like that, G7. There's a quick change, B minor 2, E7. But a lot of these chords are very simple when you look them up. If you look these up, you'll find they're normally just one finger off or something different to the chord you know. Okay, so they can be looked up and played quite smooth. Okay, so let's give that a go. 4 bars of A minor 7 to start, and we'll do a little solo in the middle and then repeat the second verse. Here we go. Fly me to the moon, let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, baby, kiss me. Fill my heart with song, let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. other words, I love you. Fly me to the moon, let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, baby, kiss me. Fill my heart with song, let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you. Brilliant. Okay, now we've got the fantastic Ain't No Pleasing You by Chas and Dave. This is a great kind of jazzy standard turnaround. The chords go C to B7, back to C, to A7, and a D7, G, back to C. Turn around on the G7. Okay, and then the bridge part is C7 to F. Okay, so it's all pretty straightforward stuff. It's a good song. Let's have a go at that. Well, I built my life around you, did what I thought was right. But you never cared about me, I've seen the light. Oh, darling, there ain't no pleasing you. Well, you seem to think that everything I ever done was wrong, but I should have known about it all along. Oh, darling, there ain't no pleasing you. You only had to say the word, and you knew I'd do it. You got me where you wanted me, but you went and blew it. And everything I ever done was only done for you. But now you gon' do just what you wanna do. I'm telling you, 'cause I ain't gonna be made to look a fool no more. You done it once too often, what do you take me for? Oh, darling, there ain't no pleasing you. You got me where you wanted me, and you went blue, and everything I ever done was only done for you. But now you can't go and do just what you wanna do. I'm telling you. But if you don't think I mean what I'm saying, I'm only bluffing. You got another thing coming, I'll do your back for nothing, oh darling. That's what I'm gonna do. Brilliant. Okay, to wrap things up, we're going to play out with the fantastic My Way by Frank Sinatra. There's a lot of kind of rhythms you can do to this, but I like to play a nice simple. Okay, and there's a lot of fancy chords, subtle chord changes. For example, the first line, there's 3 different variations on D. You've got D, D major 7, to D7. So it's kind of that sort of subtle throughout. Okay, and there's loud and soft bits. Okay, let's play that. I'm just going to do 2 bars of these as an intro. Here we go. And now the end is near, so I face the final curtain. My friend, I'll say it clear, I'll state my case, of which I'm certain. I've lived a life that's full, I've traveled east and every highway and more, much more than this. I did it my way. Regrets, I've had a few, but then again, too few to mention. I did what I had to do, I saw it through without exemption. I planned each charted course, each careful step along the byway, and more, much more than this. I did it my way. Yes, there were times, I'm sure you knew, when I did all more than I could do. But through it all, when I was down, I added up and started out. I faced it all and I could tell, and did it my way. Love, laughed and cried, I've had my fill, my share of losing, and now, as tears subside, I find it all just so amusing to think I did all that. And may I say, not in a shy way, and more than this, I did it my way. For what is a man? What has he got? If not himself, then he is not to say the things he truly feels, and not a word to one he hears. The record shows I took the blows and did it my way. The record shows I took the blows and did it my way. Brilliant. Okay. That was a bit tricky vocal-wise, that one. A great ending to the first jazzy session, and I hope you can play along with a lot of these tunes or have a go at them. And also the Stray Cats thing, that's a really cool tune. Have a go at that one as well, and see how you get on. And I'll see you at the next live session. Take care.